Right, so it was a pretty mental weekend in the world of football. Here we go through 3 stories that you may have missed, or not have missed, but basically are worth making a video about. We'll start with what is probably a massive weekend in the Premier League title race, and with Liverpool losing at Palace by the last minute Eddie Nketiah goal, you see where this is going, and Arsenal scoring the last minute Gabriel header to win at Newcastle yesterday. It could have been 8 points, the gap between Liverpool and Arsenal, if they weren't the late drama in stoppage time. Now, it's only 2 points, and this title race feels like it is far, far, far from over. Yes, we're only in September, so it probably would have been far from over anyway. But 8 points is a massive gap, certainly between Liverpool and Arsenal. And you'd imagine Arsenal are still Liverpool's main challengers, although Palace only scarred and beaten still. You know what? 10 years on from when Leicester won the title. Can't rule things out. But yeah, I mean, for Arsenal this is massive, and you know what, if you take away obviously 2 goals in stoppage time, you know, when you have the Martinelli goal last week and the Gabriel goal this week, it'd be a very different situation. But it's the fact that Arsenal, they're scoring, obviously lots been made about Liverpool's late winners. Arsenal scoring a lot of late goals at the moment as well, and certainly the last 2 weekends that has been absolutely vital, and it's changed completely the narrative. And now Arsenal, after a really, really tough opening to the season in terms of fixtures, got Nuno's West Ham next weekend, and they're getting progressively, on paper, a lot easier. Some slight internal bias perhaps to why I'm including this one, but for those of you that don't know, I was at Charlton v Blackburn on Saturday, and Charlton, I'm not going to say they could be dark horses, but you know what, who cares? I am going to say they might be dark horses to get into the playoffs, and you saw in the League One playoffs how good they were in terms of, you know, and I think the way Nathan Jones sets his team up, they would suit, regardless of if they would get in the playoffs, they would suit that sort of, you know, knockout football basically. And you know, Blackburn I thought were awful in the game, and it kind of belies their league position because they could barely string a pass together. But Charlton were highly intense, you know, good to watch, and to be fair, you know, sums up the manager. But, you know, I wouldn't, it was a 3-0 win for Charlton, and I wouldn't rule out potentially certainly, if this is going to be a solid season for Charlton, I don't see them going down, certainly. And in the Spanish capital, it was the Madrid derby, and Julian Alvarez, wow. He's going to end up at Barcelona, isn't he? Like, in the not too distant future. I mean, he always seems to turn on against Real as well. Like, they had a really poor start to the season, but they beat Real Madrid 5-2 on Saturday afternoon, and Real have basically lost so many players